My name is Daniel Cole, and the story I'm about to tell you is the reason I don't go outside after dark anymore. It started 3 months ago, when my mother finally decided to sell our family cabin. The same cabin my older brother Evan disappeared from 12 years ago. They ruled it an accident, said he wandered into the woods at night and fell into a ravine. But I always felt like something else happened, something that the police couldn't explain. When I returned to help clean the place out, I found Evan's old journal wedged under a loose floorboard in his room. The last entry was dated the night he vanished. It read, "If you're reading this, it means it's awake again. Don't follow the whisper." At first, I laughed. Evan loved making horror stories. But as I read deeper, I realized that this wasn't one of his inventions. He described a figure he kept seeing in the tree line every night. Tall, thin, twisted like its bones were bent the wrong way. He called it the borrower. Something that comes when you take something from the woods that doesn't belong to you. And the final line before the ink dragged off the page said, "It wants its payment back." I should have stopped reading. I should have burned the journal. But something in those woods has a way of pulling you in. That evening, as I stepped outside to load boxes into my car, I heard it. Faint, distant, calling my name in a voice that sounded exactly like Evan Daniel. The voice wasn't panicked. It was gentle, like he was trying not to scare me. A perfect imitation of my dead brother. I froze halfway across the yard. The woods were silent, no wind, not even insects. Just that voice. "Come here, I need your help." My blood turned ice cold. I backed toward the cabin, but the ground under my foot felt soft. I looked down and saw fresh dirt, disturbed recently. Something was buried there. I knelt down and brushed the dirt aside until I hit wood, a small wooden box. It wasn't old. It looked freshly carved, with symbols etched into it I couldn't recognize. The same symbols Evan scribbled in the margins of his journal. My hands trembled as I lifted the lid. Inside was a silver locket, Evan's locket, the one he was wearing when he disappeared. But it looked brand new, untouched by time, just like his handwriting in the journal. And when I picked up the locket, the whisper returned, stronger this time, right beside my ear. "Give it back." I dropped the locket and stumbled backwards as the trees began to move, bending unnaturally as if something massive was pushing through them. The borrower. I ran inside and slammed the door, but the whisper slid under the cracks, like smoke. Evan's journal said, "The borrower doesn't break into homes. It waits. It waits until you open the door yourself, until you're desperate, until you believe the voice it uses." And that night, it pretended to be my brother again. "Daniel, please. I'm still here. I need you." The voice broke me. I wanted it to be him so badly I pressed my forehead to the window, and through the glass I saw a figure standing at the edge of the woods. Too tall, too thin. But the voice coming from its crooked jaw was perfect. "Come out, Danny. You're wearing what belongs to me." I looked down and froze. The locket. The one I dropped outside. It was around my neck. I hadn't put it on. I swear I hadn't. The metal burned into my skin, growing hotter with every second, like it was searing a mark into my chest. I tried to yank it off, but the clasp wouldn't budge. The whisper grew furious, a growl beneath the words. "Payment now." The door rattled. Something pressed against it from outside, bending the wood inward. In my panic, I remembered the journal. Evan wrote that the borrower doesn't want your life. Not at first. It wants what was taken. The locket belonged to it. The woods gave it to Evan once, and he never returned it. Now the debt fell on me. My hands shook as I grabbed a knife and slid it under the chain. The metal heated so fast I smelled my own skin burning. But with one desperate pull, the chain snapped. The cabin went dead silent. So silent I could hear my pulse. I dropped the locket on the floor. It pulsed once, like a heartbeat. Then the front door burst open. The borrower didn't walk in. It simply appeared, filling the doorway like a shadow too dark to exist. Its limbs bent in angles that defied nature, and its head tilted as if studying me. When it spoke again, dozens of voices layered over each other, rising like a choir of the dead. Return what is owed. I kicked the locket across the floor toward it, but instead of leaving with it, the creature pointed a long, cracked finger at me. You wore it. You accepted its mark. Debt transferred. I felt something slam into my chest, knocking me to the ground. A coldness seeped into me like vines crawling under my skin. I screamed until my voice broke. And then, nothing. I woke up the next morning outside, lying in the grass at the tree line. The locket was gone. The borrower was gone. But carved into the tree beside me, fresh and deep, were 6 words. You are what was taken now. I don't know what that means, but every night since, the woods have called my name. Every night I see a tall figure standing between the trees, waiting. And last night, its voice sounded like mine. If you hear someone calling you from the woods, don't go, don't look, don't listen. And if you ever find an object lying in the forest, leave it there, because if you touch what belongs to the borrower, it will come for you next. If you enjoyed this story and want more terrifying tales like this, make sure you follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a night in the dark.